We'll get to that.
Yeah, I don't know why. Is that too charged? Should I not bring up chat like that?
Do whatever
So I
you
feel like
want.
that's not a hot topic.
We're not being paid for any of
And
this.
no one's
so
like, no, Peter,
we're not
sorry.
going to lose a sponsor because Dan's trying to be racist against.
'Cause, like,
white
if we get kicked off of YouTube, that's fine.
Yeah, okay, you're right. And then, I guess
it's no skin off our backs.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
No skin off our heads. Ooh, that was a stretch.
Yeah. I guess.
You do the intro. Yeah.
You're an intro.
Well, he's got to do the intro.
I always do the intro.
Yeah, that's what I said. You got to do the intro.
Ray tried to do it once and he sucked at it.
Yeah, that's why you don't let Ray do the intro.
Yeah.
He's trash.
Yeah.
Ray needs a supervisor.
Now, you want someone to introduce something, you bring me to the stage. You know what I mean? I know what I'm doing here. I have done presentations and projects before, okay?
That's because everyone else in your class is
smarter and they do the actual programming.
and socially awkward.
Yeah.
They're all introverts. Dan is the only extroverted introvert.
Yep. Yeah. I am, and then, no, actually, I noticed recently we have quite a few that are like, again, we have quite a few extroverted, but most are introverted and awkward.
Yeah. All right. Welcome to another episode of the Entertaining Stupid Podcast. My name is Buddy Jayson, and my friends today with me are
Sylvan.
Dan.
Yeah.
I somehow got Dan out of the basement.
I should really mute that.
I'm about to say you're popular.
Yeah.
That's
all
gonna
right.
go a lot.
All right.
Okay,
especially with
what's
going on.
It's slight interlude, right? Okay, slight interlude. Why do I poop so much?
Because you eat garbage food.
That is true. Now, someone could say it's because of my lack of impulse control, but I'd like to say that it's because, I like to think of myself as a YOLO kind of guy. You only live once. Might as well. No, I'm just kidding. I just like to. I eat shit food.
You got to get more fiber in you.
Yeah, that's probably true. Anyway, okay, so topics for today. So just kidding.
I know you got something you want to come to, and we'll come to it later on. We're gonna start off a little bit light.
Yeah.
All right.
We're getting with my heavy weird shit.
A couple of weeks ago, it was my birthday, and all of us here are now 30. We're old.
We're old as shit.
Yeah.
1 foot in the grave, baby.
Yeah. Now. Something came up right around my birthday there that just kind of got me thinking about some stuff. At work, a lot of people were wishing me like happy birthday and that kind of stuff. They were asking me, what I was planning to do for my birthday and that kind of stuff. And I was like, I don't know. I don't usually make a big deal about my birthday. It's just another day for me, right? If I wanted to, they asked me if I was going to do anything special to mark the big, 3-0, turn 30 once, that kind of stuff, right? And I was like, probably do what I usually do on my birthday. That's just go skateboarding, come back home, have a cigar and a nice glass of scotch. That's about it.
And then play video games.
Yeah. Actually, I think I spent that day cooking and meal prepping.
Must be nice.
That's classy, though.
Yeah. But like everyone, like all my coworkers, like, "Oh, aren't you doing anything special?" I was like, "No. Honestly, I kind of forgot it was my birthday." Yeah.
It's like after 21, why care about? Actually, not even 21. For us, 19. Well, why care about anything after that?
Well, 21 because if you Jayson goes to Seattle.
Oh, so you're right. You go to the States. 21 would be a big deal.
Was a big deal, and then 25 because then you can rent a car anywhere in the world. So if you travel a lot, America doesn't let you rent a car if you're under 25.
That actually is a very good policy.
They charge you a lot.
That's a really good policy, though.
Yeah,
it is. And then after that, then there's nothing. Then it's like every decade, if that is your thing.
That makes sense. Well, no, but that makes sense though, because after Portland, not saying it's like a mortality thing, but you just don't care because you're just like, oh, it doesn't matter. I'm not getting. There's nothing different. It's just another year.
Well, life beats you down pretty hard, and then it's just like, is it worth the celebration? Is it worth the hangover that I'll have tomorrow?
Oh, you mean
it's
like
really
that?
Not.
Well,
I got adult shit to do, or
do you guys make a big fuss about your birthday? Because some people do, right?
When I was 27, I literally my mom phoned me on my birthday and was like, "Happy birthday!" I'm like, "Wait, what? It's September? Oh shit!" Mm-hmm. So It's
Yeah.
it's just another day.
It's just another day. And you guys are kind of like me, but then there are other people out there that just like do like full on planning.
There was a guy at work who literally took the day off work because it's his birthday, and he's gonna go get drunk. It's like, but why?
yeah.
I don't get it. I guess to be fair, it's like how much do you want? It really probably depends on how much you're like an outgoing or like partier, or you one. It's like because I feel like more often than not, like again, our whole friend group, right? Like we're all relatively nerdy guys. We don't like we go like I'd say you're probably one of the more going out ones of us, like you and like Matt. Like really, like we're all more or less shut-ins. Like not saying we're not like extroverted as far as conversation or being like outgoing to other people, but I don't know we're all kind of like that. We don't need to be party, make a big fuss. We just like to like hang out, stay at home, play games with the friends, right? Like really chill shit. So it makes sense why we're the people that also don't care about birthdays. We're like, because like it as like our lifestyle. What does birthdays do? Like whereas if you're someone who loves going out, birthday means it's a big event. You're going out.
That's the thing. Like I don't care about my birthday, but if someone wants to throw a birthday party for like say it's Matt's birthday, we're all going to Matt's house. Fuck yeah, I'm there.
Good point. Yeah, good
But
point.
like I don't care about my
like
birthday.
like friend of the show, Kaylin. He's having something I think next weekend, right?
Yes,
I mean,
next week.
well, I can't. I'm going. To the
we're all like anybody who can show. Like we're all going to show up and have a couple of drinks with him and celebrate his birthday. But
That's
like
right,
when it comes down to our own birthdays, I don't know. We kind of like just downplay it as another.
Yeah.
We'll care about it if someone else's, but then we kind of see ours as whatever.
It's just like my mental health. I don't care about my mental health, but I'll take steps to preserve your mental health because I'm a fucking dumpster fire.
Yeah. Even me.
Yeah.
Even me.
No, you're a lost cause.
Ah!
Abandoned ship. That
Hey.
thing's already underwater.
See, what I bring, and I've thought about this recently, what I bring to any romantic entanglement is a lot of emotional baggage. Now,
I bring emotional.
Oh,
I make the other person feel good about themselves by lowering the
yes.
bar.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. But the thing, okay, the thing, like 100%, you just go, you're like, hey, it's okay. You have a stable job and you don't like routinely break down. That means that like you're probably pretty good.
Wow,
You're
you're
probably
so
doing pretty
together
good.
as a
Look at me.
person.
But then, hey, then that's the thing. Then you see people lower than you, and then you're like, well, they make me feel good. Okay, that's actually one thing. Okay, this is the thing I was gonna say because like, there's no way to say that doesn't make you sound kind of dickish. But like, there is that human instinct that you see someone that is just like a homeless guy that is, and obviously there's the empathy part of you that goes, fuck, I don't know how you got to that point. But then there's also the part of you goes, I'm doing pretty good. Like, I'm not on the streets. I'm not addicted to heroin. I'm not any of that shit. I haven't killed anybody. I'm not like a drug kingpin and people are dying every day. Like, there's always that kind of shit where it's like someone that's just worse than you. It's like, I don't know. Maybe it's like the same attraction as like a car crash to an extent, as long as you know someone's not like fucked up. Where it's like, that's kind of like, shit, like, look at they're kind of so fucked up. That's going to cost them so much money. The premiums are going to skyrocket. You're sitting like,
That's
mine
not what I think of when I see a car. I don't think about their premium.
I
at
do
all.
sometimes. I go, man, that sucks. Your insurance premiums and your points are going to go down, especially if you're at fault. There's no fault. But then if you, like, then you're going to have to go to defensive driving. You're going to have to take some courses. Then you're going to have to get your car fixed. This is probably your worst day ever because now your car's fucked up. Like, all that shit where it's like, I don't know, when something like that happens or someone's doing that much worse than you, and that does sound, again, there's no way to say it that doesn't make you sound like a complete fucking asshole, but I think everyone has that part of them that goes, man, like, that guy's so, like, oh my goodness, like, there's a guy strung out at an Olive Garden, right, like, yelling at his family and drunk on wine, and you're sitting there like, man, you know what, I got something to be thankful for. I'm doing pretty good.
Why, when you said someone strung out at an Olive Garden drunk on wine, did I think white person?
Oh, kind of. It's Olive Garden.
It's Olive Garden.
You heard
that's
Olive
why.
Garden.
I guess.
It's like essentially it's like, hey, it's like Taco Bell. Yeah, you know it's gonna be some white kids after like because they go this is authentic Mexican cuisine. Same with Olive Garden. It's like, yeah, this is authentic cuisine. No, but like
authentic Italian cuisine.
to be fair, actually, Olive Garden's fucking amazing. Though I admit it, I'm a basic bitch. I love that shit. I love Olive
Matt,
Garden.
free breadsticks?
Yeah.
You had me at free.
Honestly, I'd put on some UGG boots right now if I could. Like, fuck me.
I mean, it's
would.
October. You could definitely do that.
Yeah, like,
it
give
is
me-
the season.
Yeah. Also, we have a teacher that only shampoos in cinnamon, and it is
sorry,
the
what?
most pungent thing ever. Like, he shampoos cinnamon, like a really heavy cinnamon shampoo, like scented. And he works out at lunch, and our class is at 1. So every time he steps into class, I know why I said basic bitch. I was thinking like, I make gaps. I make jumps in my logic. I went basic
How
bitch.
do you shampoo
I thought
in cinnamon?
cinnamon. I thought cinnamon.
It's
or
cinnamon
just a
scented.
cinnamon
Yeah,
scent.
cinnamon
okay.
scent. And I
'Cause
thought
the way you said it is like he just fucking dumps a
No,
bottle
but
of
like,
cinnamon in
okay,
his hair.
but you
But
know what
that's
the-
fucking good
yeah,
enough.
But you know what the meme? It's like basic bitch. You wear UGG boots, go to Starbucks, order like a cinnamon pumpkin latte. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that was where I made that jump. And
Yeah.
I was thinking about my
Like,
teacher.
I followed it,
Thank you.
but
I don't know
I
what.
still judged you.
That's fair. Okay, I've stopped. Again, I'm going off topic now again as I fucking transition for the 8th time. But I was thinking about that the other day. So that's one thing that every single time I make these weird gaps, or I make weird jumps between shit. And like someone will just say something about like spots or that's a nice spotted shirt, and immediately I'm like, why did Cruella de Vil want to kill the Dalmatians? Like, I make that jump because I think spots, Dalmatians, one and one Dalmatians. Why does Cruella de Vil want to have that? Like, weird shit like that. I do that all the time.
It's like ADHD.
It is. No,
I'm almost positive you have undiagnosed.
Oh,
ADHD.
100%. If you've noticed, I've changed the subject like 8 times in the last, 5 minutes?
Yeah.
So,
and
yes.
you tunnel to a point where you forget to eat,
Yep. If I'm focusing.
and you
yep.
only ever do anything like when you're under like crunch time, like pressure to
Yep.
do it.
Either way,
I'll
long story
do
short, I
that.
really should book an appointment because that can really help with my my studies because then I can actually
Probably, yeah.
focus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really should do that.
You probably have ADHD and like OCD.
Yeah, a bit. I can see that.
A lot of letters. You got a lot of letters, my guy.
Less OCD though, for sure. 'cause,
Less
like,
OCD, yeah.
My,
Yeah, you're an
No,
absolute
no.
mess.
I've seen actual OCD.
I'm not
and,
that.
You're not that.
Maybe like some aspects of me, I could say like an efficiency thing. Like when I play video games, I'm like I need to be efficient. I need to be the best. I need to be like.
I think that's more just ADHD. You are tunneling on one thing,
yeah, that's
so
true.
you want
maybe some light autism in there.
man.
You saying I'm
I
on the
actually was
spectrum?
thinking about it. I'm probably actually on the spectrum.
I mean, it's a spectrum. I assume
like,
we're all on it at
No,
some
I mean
point.
like probably more towards the autism side.
Yeah, no, I get it. I'm on the homosexual one too.
That's just called being curious.
Bi
But okay, why do you think so? What do you mean? Because like you're not awkward at all.
That's why I'm not. I don't have like
The
I'm not-
spectrum.
yeah.
I'm retarded.
Because like
I
I'm
shouldn't use that word either. Oh damn!
because I'm
I forgot about that. That's not
just
a
the way
good
my
word to
brain
use
works. It
anymore.
works logically.
Yeah.
I'm not really swayed by emotion.
No, I know you're not. And you flaw a lot of my arguments because
I
of
know.
Because mine are based off passion
But like
and bullshit.
I was reading a thing at lunch. Would have been weeks ago, but it was basically like, here's like the autism spectrum. It's like, where do you land? And I'm like, hey, that sounds like me, and that sounds like oh, I'm getting pretty close.
Yep. Okay.
Well, I mean, it's not a bad thing.
But then you're high functioning, then you're not low functioning.
yeah, like
Well, it's spectrum. You're on like the
Yeah.
You just have like you have a touch of the tism.
yeah,
You have
like
a touch
we're
of the
starting to be
tism. like
Like a
guy
LaCroix version of autism.
a Lacroix. Hey, he's got a finely tuned like a cognac.
I was conceived in the same general area code as autism.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Because I think autism, and I think like I see the more extreme versions
Yeah,
of it
like-
again. Like in my
yeah.
class, like we have savants. Oh my god, they're smart, and that's why again that's high functioning. But especially some of them, the social awkwardness is so apparent, and the or social inappropriateness, like not reading other people or not being able to understand other people. Like so that's why I'll admit, and I guess that's a stereotype. It is a stereotype for autism, but that is what I think of now because I'm surrounded like. Or at least the people around me that do have autism, the ones that have told me it, are like the very stereotypical. Like it makes sense. Like they are type A, organized, but a bit like I guess it's atypical, right? Like not atypical, but like atypical, like because they act a bit weird, right? That's atypical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Atypical means not normal.
Yeah, it's not normal, so that's atypical. Yeah, so. But like that's why I guess when I think of you, I don't because like that's why I immediately go like, because I'm like you're not that.
I'm not that extreme. I'm just a few
steps back.
Steps back.
So like
from it.
if you had like a few more chromosomes peak, then you would
That's
have been
Down syndrome.
No, that's different. I mean like that's having one more chromosome. I meant like your DNA was tweaked slightly, you'd be the tism.
Sure. Yeah.
Or at least higher tism of the spectrum. Sorry, I gotta get over that. I always think it's like you are or you aren't. But then same thing, depression is a spectrum, anxiety is a spectrum.
Yep.
It's depending on how deep you're either like major or minor.
Which is weird because you can be both depressed and anxious.
Oh, they're hand in hand. They're hand in hand. That's why it's a spectrum. I truly think, and again, anyone that has any actual medical knowledge would immediately dispute this fact because it's probably dumb. But I truly think of depression and anxiety as the same scale, opposite ends of the scale. Like, whereas depression is you don't care, anxiety is you care too much and you're petrified by it. Or you're petrified of the idea of failure. And again,
it's not even just failure. Anxiety is just like
the fear of
something.
Like, yeah.
Like, it's not even just like you can nail it down to, like, sometimes anxiety is just like you're just anxious because. And, like, in your mind, you're like, what am I, like, why is my heart rate up? Why am I anxious? What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And your brain just goes, because. And you're just like, great, because that fucking helps.
Yeah, exactly.
That totally makes sense.
Yeah, but, like, that's why, again, and that's why, yeah, I truly think because depression is you don't care, and that's what scares you, is that you don't care. And nothing even remotely triggers you to go, I don't give a fuck. And, like, you're sad. You are sad. That's the one thing you feel. But, like, fear, I think of fear as kind of excitement to an extent. That's energy, that's something. I'm not saying anxiety people are always sitting there like manic, but in the sense that, I know I'm probably wrong on that, but I truly think of them as the same scale. I think anxiety is on the left, depression's on the right, and then you can end up either really heavy into one or the other. They're always connected, right? Like you're saying, like they always have, they're interconnected. Like anxiety people or anxious people are depressed a lot, and depressed people get anxiety a lot, but I still feel like you are definitely placed further on one end of that gradient. Because I'm more depressed than anxious, but I still have anxiety.
It's like the Gandhi scale in Civ.
Yeah. When you go to a negative, all of a sudden you're negative 65. You're launching nukes. Yeah. That is the funniest thing ever.
I've gone so far into pacifism, we're right back to fascist dictatorship, baby.
That's how you do it. He's a good tyrant. He's a good
Gandhi
tyrant.
the tyrant.
Yeah, but isn't it? Yeah, I know. It's funny, but when you said that, that's why immediately I'm like, but I get that now. Yeah, okay, I could see that, like, some aspects of that then, but on the very low end of it.
Yeah.
Like you dip your toe in the pool, but you wouldn't be like, I don't think you'd be full foot. No, because full foot would be like, I don't know. Again,
he's not making eye contact when talking to people.
He makes too much eye contact.
That's the thing. I have to, like, put on a like, because, like, when you were talking about, like, in social situations, like, because your brother Mike is very charismatic. He's a very people person.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And you put on the mask of I'm pretending to be Mike in order to, like, be in a social situation.
It works well.
I do that constantly. Like, there are times when I am, like, have to, like, in my brain, I go, you need to say this because it's funny. I have to, like, pep myself up in order to, like,
really?
Yeah, constantly, where I'm like, no, like, I've thought through everything. It's like, this is funny. It fits the situation. You're not going to get laughed at. You can say this.
Isn't that something? Huh.
It's super weird, and I've noticed myself doing it constantly, but I don't know. I don't know.
But like you have that filter, like you do, like you're,
like where I'm scared to say something that just, like, everyone is just gonna be like, you're fucking stupid. Why would you say that?
I get that too, but I think in my case that's more social anxiety.
Yeah, that's fair. Where you don't want to say the wrong thing, but, like, okay,
it could be, like, nothing. Like, it could be something as innocuous as just, like, asking a question.
But the fact you have to say to yourself, you should be saying this thing right now because it's funny. Like, you almost feel, but the feel to force it.
Yeah.
Like, that's the weird thing. Like, for me, like, again, like, and like you were saying, like, social anxiety is one thing, but, like,
that's a whole different thing.
That's a whole different thing. Where, like, because I naturally go, and sorry, and I always say, I try not to do this to turn it back around on myself, but for me, like, I just go, no, that's, like, in my brain, I go, I laugh at it, I go. Like,
yeah, where I could find something funny, and then I'd have to be like, you should say this.
Yeah, or like
not like they would like to hear this. It's more like, no, you need to gather the confidence to say this in front of people.
Okay.
I fall in the same boat as Dan, where if it's like, if I think it's funny, I'm going to say it. I don't care what other people think.
Exactly. I'm like, I don't fucking care. I think because I laugh, and it's an impulse. It's not like a thing. Like, it's not a conscious thought of, I go, like, to be appropriate is one thing. I do get that. Like, you don't, like, say some really weird, fucked up joke out of nowhere. Yeah. Like, you want to make things related, and I'm always going over in my head. I'm like, okay, then this and this. But yeah, I don't. That's a weird feeling to force yourself to be like, I should be saying this now. I should be saying this. I just go, go. And I go, and then when it backfires, I go, oh, I probably shouldn't have said that. And then I go, oh, maybe not. Like, or like, I'm fucking weird. Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, like, I can understand. I do get that Sill's way when I'm meeting, like talking to new people at first, trying to gauge, what is appropriate.
Yeah, that's fair.
And
You're on
that-
guard.
that-
You're
that kind
not
of
their
stuff.
personality to
Yeah.
see what they're actually going to tolerate. like,
Yeah, but
how
is your thing kind of more on a constant level?
constant. Like I could be asking my boss a question about work, and I'll have to say like, you need to ask this question because you need to know, or like we have a crane on site and it's just like, I need this in the hole. I cannot lift it myself. I need the crane. Go talk to one of the guys who have rigging training. Get this down. I have to like pep myself up to go and ask just a question for work that they have no problem doing because it's their job to do. And I'd be like, I need this down there. And they'd be like, yep, got it. But I have to like amp myself up to be like, hey, can you fly this down to the hole for me? And they're like, yeah, sure. That's all it was. But it took me 30 seconds of being like, you need this. They are free now. You need to go talk to them right now. Go do this right now. Like, I don't know why I'm like this.
That must be like that. Is that not a lot of like stress though too? Because like just be sitting there like, oh fuck, I need to do it.
It's not stress, like, because like the way I think about it is like I'm paid by the hour, but like if I don't,
but the constant being having to force yourself. I mean, like the being like you need to do this. You need. To, I'm guessing like
It's
like
there's
is that not exhausting? That seems like that'd be exhausting. Like, cause I guess I'm thinking like I just fucking say shit because I'm dumb. Like I know I am. I'm like, hey, people know who I am, or like I'll make like a dumb joke and go, like I'll make a dumb laugh because it's funny to me. And like I don't
maybe
think
that's why I have to come home and lay down.
maybe that's why you have your refractory. You know what? It is starting to make more sense. There's a lot of things.
Like,
that,
I'm not just physically exhausted. I'm
You're-
just
you're
completely
mentally
exhausted.
exhausted too.
and like I come, don't be wrong, like I come back from work, but even then, you know me, I'm right at your door talking to you the second I get home usually, unless I'm like I'm depressed, then I don't give a fuck about
Yeah,
anything.
then like I'll be like, I'll just give Dan 2 days.
yeah,
I'll be
then you
back.
give me 2 days and I'm back.
yeah, but he comes home. He needs to, have that 30 minutes to an hour to himself.
No, I see where I need to interact, like not interact in like, again, like if you come home and I'm like heavy gaming, I'll just keep gaming. I get that.
Yeah.
But like if you come home and I'm not gaming, my initial instinct is, oh, I need to share with you what happened to me
the
today.
adventures that happened today.
And then I need to ask you about your day because I want to know about your day. And like to me, like again, maybe it's the family, but like as an instinct, I don't, or like at work, my natural instinct is to go, if I don't know something, and it's probably, you could argue it's maybe like, it's not a bad idea to also try to figure things out, but like I immediately go ask people, talk to people, or when people are around me, immediately I go talk. I'm like, yeah, I want to talk to you. I want to. And like I have to stop myself. And that's the thing. Mine is the opposite, where I have to go like, and then not like, but you know what? I'm like, I love talking to people. I love the small interactions. I love the big ones, but big ones are a bit more draining. But like the interactions with other people, I get to be weird to myself and make stupid jokes and come up and be like, and like make a stupid pun. I love that shit. And then and I have to stop myself and be like, hey, you have a job. Do the job. Like this isn't just social. Whereas like you were saying, like you're like, hey, you're spending 30 seconds going, I gotta talk to that guy. I have to ask him this for my job. Whereas I go, I don't give a fuck about the job. I just want to talk to you. We're just shooting the shit. Oh fuck yeah, phone. I'm supposed to answer the phone. Oh yeah. Or like, yeah. Or like stop talking. Give them a chance. Case in point.
Yeah, or even just like when we're at like a party, like because like I'm more comfortable in like groups of like 12. 12 is like the maximum where I'm like, this is a comfortable group.
That's
when
right.
we're at those like massive parties at Stefan's house, there will be a point where I'm like, there is too much happening. I am overloaded with I'm trying to focus on like 3 different conversations. The music is way too loud. There's too many people talking.
That's fair.
It's too hot in
Sensory
here.
overload.
I'm just, but like
Yeah,
it happens.
That's an autism.
But yours happens quick then.
thing.
Hey.
Yeah, like and that's an autism thing where I'm thinking like, okay, I'm probably on the spectrum a little bit.
Because like I get
Sensory overload,
I get the being like introverted extroverted, whereas that would be draining. Like I get drained by the end of the night. I get drained, or
No,
like if it's
usually I'm drained within like an hour.
that's crazy. I guess it makes sense though too. 'Cause,
But like I'd
yeah.
be like, I'm here. I know some of these people, and like if I showed up for 45 minutes and left, I'd kind of look like a dick. So then I'm there for like 2 hours, and I'm like, I'm not having fun. Rael, can I leave now?
yeah. No, the refractory period, that makes a lot more sense
Yeah.
now. Because I respect it to an extent, but you also know, like, and again, with like us, that's like, I know the shut door is a sign of I'm in my room. I instinctively need the, you know what I mean? Like, and that's what I mean, like, need, like,
Dan's like a puppy just like waiting at the door, waiting for it to open.
Yeah, exactly. But I have to like, do you want to build a snowman? Like, I don't know why, but immediately my instinct is I'm like, I need to interact with it because that's what I want to do.
Because he'll be like, how was your day? I was like, it was fine. And be like, okay. And he just walks away.
Yeah.
He's like, I know. It's just like the tone of the voice, what he said.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I'm gonna give him a little bit. Come like 7 o'clock, he'll be fine.
And then you eat, and then you're better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that actually, again, that tracks a lot. And again, I accepted they're a factory, but like, yeah, that makes way more sense now. And isn't that, but also another thing, even though it's like on the lower end of the spectrum, I can't imagine for people on the higher end how fucking exhausting that must
be. It would be
like, but all day,
debilitating.
and to be all day thinking to yourself, and because it doesn't matter, okay, unless you're like a programmer that is working from home, you have social interaction. That's
why a lot of them gravitate towards those professions because, like, as a programmer, you can be left alone. You don't need to talk to anybody. You can just write your program and be done with it.
Which, again, like, there's aspects of it, right? Like, I think everyone can. I like my alone time. I'm introverted, but instinctively, I need interaction. I need to feed off other people to an extent. I need to make them laugh. I need to be interacting with some way or another. Whereas if I go too isolated, I get depressed really quick, right? And that's always been with me. Yeah. I can be alone for a little bit, and I do need it. But like that, isn't that... Man, I can't imagine. Yeah, the higher end must be fucking terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Damn, that must be terrible. That's exhausting. Like, all day thinking about that.
I mean, I've had days where it's like, other than work interaction, I don't talk to anybody.
Yeah. But at least you talk to someone during the day. But like, I feel like me and you are like similar again in the sense of like, I don't know, I'd say you're like, obviously I think everyone in our friend group, whether they admit it or not, is closer to the introverted scale because like we're all kind of gamers, and that's
100%.
Naturally what attracts the gamer is a lot of times introverted because then you get to be behind, by yourself. And even though, but we're all extroverted with like you and Matthew, I'd say are like especially our two more extroverted friends.
And Connor's also.
Connor's too. You're right. Connor's too.
But whereas like you, me, and Ray
are all
like
we are definitely the more introverted
people.
And that's what I was saying. I'm like where it's I like. Oh, I'm gonna lose
Christian
my train
2
of thought.
is also
yeah. Christian 2 is another one where it's like
where he's very extroverted.
Yeah, but it's very extroverted, and that's why I thought I'm like, oh, like we're all introverted, but like the fact that I'm introverted, but when I do interact, I love it. Like I live for it, and I need to chill myself out and go listen.
You put on a show for 4 hours, and then nobody talks to you for 2 days.
Yes,
which is a very introverted thing to do.
Yeah, true. Well, like not 2 days, but like I don't pay attention to the group chat sometimes because I'll admit. The amount of notifications and like again
sometimes it's just absolute shit posts
and like
I love those shit posts. So
they are good.
Like my favorite in that group chat.
Yeah, because he always just puts in shit posts. You're right, but like I'll come in every once in a while with like YouTube with like a weird fucking link and shit like that, and I'll chime in. But for the most part, I kick out because I focus on one thing at a time, and if I'm just in the group chat, I overdo it, or I'll go too.
Or like, you'll be like, I'm doing school, and then you'll hear your phone buzz, and you're like, nope, that gets turned off. And I'm doing school. I can't do anything. I don't eat. I don't go to the bathroom. No, I can only do school.
And I realized now that you mentioned it again, I was thinking about because and I gotta stop fucking doing this. We're talking about you, and then I'm trying to turn it back to me again. Sorry, but with the project, the one kid from my class came back from projects and had an ADHD thing from his doctor. Was taking a test, and he had his little like his questionnaire was there, and I remember just again because you know me, I'm fidgety and I love to just toy whatever. So I grabbed, I'm like, oh, let's check it out. And why not? I don't want to WebMD myself. I know enough from Elise Depression to know you do not
if you
fucking
WebMD yourself. I can tell you you're already fucking dead.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like that's why I was thinking like especially with depression, I go never diagnose that shit because even like I hear people talk to me about like some stuff and I'm quick to try to jump at things and I'm getting better at it, but I'm quick to try to fix a problem or I'm quick to try to go, this is what you have. You need to do this, and like that's not what you should do. You should listen. And that's why when you're saying like when you're talking to people, like I have to remind myself so often to go. And you'll even see me do it every so often. My mouth, I'll go like this out of the corner of my mouth. I'll go, shut the fuck up. I kid you not. People have noticed it in class because they're beside me and they'll notice me doing it. And even like Cody, the guy that's like you, he's like, you tell yourself to shut up a lot. I'm like, you can hear that?
If I don't, I'll just keep talking.
But I thought I was saying it internally too. And oh damn, I'm losing my train. But the ADHD thing, the guy, the guy came and brought in the questionnaire, And I remember like he had a bunch of them too. Like he was
like full on.
He was full on in there. But like I looked at the questionnaire and I'm like, fuck. I'm like, I hit that. I'm like, and it's like it's like periods of intense focus where you lose interest in other things. Quickly swapping tasks and then immediately getting obsessed with that task, getting angry or irritated or irritable when people try to. So like when the group chat, like if I'm gaming and the group chat keeps going up, kid you not, at least 3 or 4 times I go, shut the fuck up, and I'll put it down because like I'm in the zone again. Like not like I ever hate any of you guys, of course I don't. And I look afterwards, I laugh or whatever the fuck is, or whatever. Like Connor's, yeah, you're right. Connor's shit posts are really good. And like I won't even say something into the chat because I'm like, I won't say anything. But during the moment, I realized, yeah, I get irritated when I get distracted or when I'm trying to do like group projects or like I'm trying to work and then like I have the guy from class like, hey, do you want to get in the chat? Like internally I'm going, shut the fuck up, handle your own problem. I'm doing this right now. And like I get angry about it. And then anyway, there's a lot of other things. And the fact that one of my family members is diagnosed ADHD and we're very similar, like, you know, yeah, I know. And the whole time I'm just like, yeah, I probably should go check that out. Cause like, that would really help me in school. I have no doubt my mind would help me in school. Cause I was asking the other girl too in class afterwards, because she was the savant, the one that was in my project class. I said, because she was telling me how she had ADHD and she takes the slow release or the like over a certain period of time. And she's like, I'm like, how does it feel? She's like, you know how you get like tunnel, like, and she even used the word tunnel vision. She's like, you know, you get like tunnel vision on something, you get like a game or something like that, you get really into it. I'm like, yeah, I fucking know that. She's like, it's like that, but like you get it, you can do it for things that aren't like easy or fun. Like you can do it for school and you get that same intensity or you get that same focus for school. And I'm like, or like for school or like doing some work or like doing housework or something like that. She's like, it's not like Ritalin. It's not the immense like laser, but it's, you get more gratification and you end up being your normal, like not normal obsessive self, but you're able to focus more on the shit you don't want to do. Yeah, so I know.
Is Adderall the same thing?
Adderall's way more intense. That's like laser focus.
Okay.
That's like you're going overnight. That's the fast release. That's like the day.
Yeah,
you can do the slow release.
Like
over
I
like
took
a
an
week.
Adderall and fucking wrote my essay, cleaned my house, walked my dog, fucking fixed the Taj Mahal, and then crashed.
Yeah, and like and again, when it comes to a lot of things, I'm a lazy bastard. I know that, and that's why I'd be curious because like I'm incredibly driven, weirdly driven with some things, and yet I'm completely. Like again, like I left like rotting food and like I left yogurt from 2020.
2021.
2021.
I cleared up the fridge.
I didn't even know I had it
like,
in there because my lazy ass didn't check.
Shit.
And like again, like that's disgusting. But like on that note, like
Sylvan opens up the lid and it moves back at him.
But like again, the way I look at it is it's sustainability for me to be a productive member of society and being like a good student and eventually a good worker. I'm guessing that knowing my focus when I am on something, I could be amazing at something. I truly believe I could be. It's just that I don't focus and I'm easily driven away from something that I'm not good at right off the bat. And that's not ADHD. That's a personality thing. But even that, I know that with ADHD, it would probably make me, once I started, because when I start working on something, I can get good at it, but I just am so not getting into it because I'm a lazy bastard. Or like I'm too driven on one thing. I'm like, I think about like, if I'm playing games, I'm playing WoW, all of a sudden I'm hyper focused on that, and everything else is just like kind of blinders, muffled.
Yeah. Like for me, like you're saying, like being a good worker, the whole thing that makes me good at my job and the reason my bosses like me is I have an intense fear of failure or to failing somebody who would put their faith in me.
Yeah.
So like because I'm being paid and like I have worked with my coworkers quite a long time, I know them enough that when they give me a task, I'm like, I cannot fail this. I have to do this right, or else it's not just like a guilt thing. It's like that is where I'm on the anxiety scale. Like I will actually feel physically ill.
Damn.
To the point. So like when like a friend asked me for a favor, 100%, I'm there.
Well, I know because the one time I locked myself out of my house.
Yeah,
I remember that. Yeah, I called you at 2 a.m. and you said you'd be there. And low key, back of my mind, I did say, oh, low key, God, I'm the youth now. I am the youth
now.
What's up, bruh? Hey, check out my TikTok. Anyway, but yeah, because at 2 a.m. I called him and I said, I'm like, because I locked myself out of the house, and I thought, man, if it was me. Like, I would care. Don't get me wrong. If someone did, I know myself well enough to be up, but I thought, I'm like, I didn't know, again, at the time at least, I didn't know you enough yet to know, I'm like, would he have gone back to bed? would he have gone back to bed and forgotten? And I'm
Yeah,
like,
'cause we were
please don't
playing
fall
video
back to
games.
sleep. Or something. I'm like, please. I'm like, this is not I'm really worried now. Like, cause I was locked out of my house. It was
Logged in your
minus
house-
40.
In minus 40, and your phone had like 8% battery.
Yeah, no, not even 8. 3% battery, and my phone was gonna die. Didn't have my keys. I'm like, obviously, worst case scenario. I knew what I was gonna do. I was gonna break a window. That was gonna be the worst case scenario that was gonna happen. I was gonna grab one of the bricks outside and smash a window, and have to explain to my parents how dumb I am. Yeah. But like, and I remember too. It was Brandon was like, hey, let's play League of Legends or Dota. It was Dota. That fucking asshole. I wanted to go to bed. And I remember that. And I was in bed, and I'm like, buddy, I'm tired. I really want to go to bed. He's like, no, come on, man.
Like one game.
And of course, I'm a fiend, so I'm like, yeah, let's do it. But sorry, and again, again, as I kibosh the conversation. But yeah, you're right. Whereas because I'm like, hey, fuck, you delivered though. You're right, you delivered. Or like, if someone asked you to like roof a house, you'll be the same guy that'd be there the whole time.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, because you're good at roofing, but like, yeah. Like Connor's the same way though, but
Connor is
maybe not crippled by fear, but he's the same kind of like level
Connor's
of.
just like a.
He'll lend a helping hand.
I
Oh my
think
God,
he
will he
just
ever.
likes to be relied on.
Well,
It
'cause he
makes
is
him feel good
reliable
'cause
as
he's
shit.
reliable. I don't think it scares him to
fail.
fail.
Because I mean, there's been times where it's like Maddie asked something, Connor's like, yeah, no, fuck no.
But I think
Yeah.
he likes being relied on, and he likes because like don't get me wrong, he's an incredibly smart man, and he knows a lot of just like broad knowledge.
Yes, he
So
does.
like he's an engineer who knows how to fix everything from fucking your house to your car
To your
to
computer.
your finances to your computer. Like he just knows
Yeah.
a lot of shit, and he likes to flex that muscle because like why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Like if you can be relied on for a plethora of things, like
You're gonna. Yeah, you're right. You're like, hey, I can come over. I know how to roof. Yeah, like case in point. Like he's like, I got a nail gun. I can bring my shit. It's like, yeah, but that is a great trait though too. Like, yeah, just to be that reliable. So yeah, I guess that's a different level. Like maybe it's not the fear of failure, or maybe he does have a fear of failure too.
it could be.
Could be, but at the same time, like that does suck. Like because that's one thing I always think about, and I always feel bad because I'm like that seems like it'd be kind of crippling, and like obviously kind of crippling,
Kind of.
but that's the point where it's like that's a lot of stress. Where it's like I always think I'm like, man, if you could ever take whatever your life is and reduce stress, and maybe it's just because I'm a
Which
lazy
is
bastard.
weird for me because like
Yeah.
if I do a stress test, I'm not stressed. I don't have any of the indicators because like I'm a very
Spectrum. No.
fucking what's the word I'm looking for? Where I just don't care. Apathetic. Person. I'm an apathetic person who has a fear of failure, which is so weird.
It is actually really weird because usually fear of failure is like
I mean, yeah.
So like, I'm an anxious person with apathy because like
they are almost oxymorons.
they are complete opposites of each other. But like, there are a lot of points where I'm just like, I'm so apathetic that I don't care that this is causing me stress. So the stress doesn't manifest as anything like high blood pressure or like anything like that. Like in the moment I'll get like nauseous, but I don't have like a quickened heart rate.
Yeah.
I don't have like sweating. I just have like, I don't feel good. I don't feel good in this situation, but I know it has to get done. It is one of the weirdest things that could be. Am I dying?
Yeah.
I mean, we all are.
Yeah. Some sooner or others.
But like for me, I too am apathetic at about things. Like I don't care. Fuck. Like
No, you're always up for anything though. That's a weird that I feel like that is an apathy. Maybe it is in some sense, but you know what I mean. Like you like anything we suggest, you're always like, hey, I'm down. Like you know what I mean. Like
I mean, like I understand actions have consequences, but most of the times when it comes down to things, it's like, fuck it. Well, I'll like if it needs to be done, I'll get it
Let's
done.
try meth, baby.
If it
maybe
like,
that is also if you're down for everything, it's apathy. It's like I don't care, let's do it.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I mean along those lines. But like for me, it's not a fear of failure. It's an assumption that I'm always going to be failing. So why not?
That's kind of a good one though. It's almost like again, it would still end up with you doing more shit, so it would be a positive. Yeah,
Because
okay.
I mean, like even like in schooling right now, like when I go into like hand in assignments or I go and write an exam, I go, I probably failed that one. All right, whatever. And I move on.
That's powerful though. Shit though, right? Like, isn't that awesome to not dwell, on that?
I think it's also like it might be a self
like a protection thing.
protection thing or like a self-worth kind of thing.
like a self-esteem thing. Like, where
Yeah.
you're like that question. Do you, when you say like I probably failed that, and then you get your test back and you're like, oh man, I passed with like an 80. I did really well.
Yeah, I'm like,
Are you like Real?
Yeah, because like I mean, like I'll give you an example. I just wrote my finance final for one of my CPA courses. I passed, but I walked in there going, I feel decently well about this thing. Walked out going, I think I failed that. Whatever, right? And I just went on without my went on with my life. Did continued to work and stuff like that. And then I think it was just like last week when I was preparing to get ready for my next course.
Yeah,
I was like, I might as well check my thing. Cool, I passed.
fuck yeah.
Yeah, but it's like every time I hand in an assignment, it's like I probably failed. Like that's the first thing that pops into my head. It's like I probably failed that.
So, but in a way, though, it is nice then because you take stress off yourself because you're going, I probably failed. So you take your expectations and you go, they're here.
Right in the garbage.
Which, no, but to be fair, again, like you can say whatever you want about lower your expectations, like make that joke. But really, you're saying to yourself, you're like, your expectations going, hey, fuck it. I probably failed. Where it's like, then anything better than that, it's like, sweet.
Well, some people take that like I probably failed and it eats at them.
Oh, dude, that's why
I think that's the difference between like what Sill's talking about and what I have, right?
Yeah.
Sill, like that fear of failure would
it's not a failure in general. It's
disappointment.
Disappointing somebody who put their trust in me. So like when it came to school, you were like Ray. And like, so we'd both be like, I fucking bombed that test. And he gets his test back and be like, I got an 82. And I'm like, I got a 51. Guess who was right, you piece of shit.
Yeah, like one of us has a way better grasp of what's going on.
Yeah, I'm very logical. I know I failed that test.
Actually, to be fair though, it is because like that's another good trait too. Because then you could read it. But then on that note, that is though in a sense also a very healthy way to think. It's obviously it's nice to not expect failure, expect yourself to do well because like that's an ego thing where you go, I can do this, and there's that, but also there's the sense that you're never stressing because you're always going, I probably fucked that up. Hey, it is what it is.
I think it's a negative aspect that kind of turns into a positive.
I was gonna say it's kind of like a weird
self-esteem thing.
Because I mean that bleeds into like my shoulder interactions too.
It's
like
two
when I'm
negatives
talking to
that turn into a positive.
Yeah,
it's the whole Gandhi scale again.
Yeah. I'm like,
but like in social aspects too. Like when I'm talking to someone or go on a date or whatever, at the end of the day, they're like, I probably fucked that up, and then I just continue on.
But yeah, so like it's a negative that is a negative thought process that's used as a self-defense mechanism. Kind of. Maybe not used as a self-defense like you think you need to use it. I
think it might be like a coping mechanism where it's like I don't get myself up, like if I don't get my hopes up too high.
Yeah, like that's what I meant. Like in a sense that so you're almost protecting yourself by going, hey, I probably fucked that up, or oh, that date didn't go too well. Because instead of going home and going, I think that went well, and then being crushed and being like, oh shit, I'm the worst, right? And then having like whereas like I'll fully admit, like if it comes to something like that, I want to think like that, like and I truly go, I want to set my expectations low, but my expectations inherently, I always want the best that I can do. And I'm not saying that's like you're giving up. That's definitely not that. That's you just protecting yourself. But for me, I would feel like if I did fail an exam, instead of letting it go, I dwell on it. And I will kill myself over it the next week going, you did this wrong, this wrong, this wrong. And then I'll beat myself over the head. Whether or not I'll change it is one thing. But like the ability, though, to set your expectations low. And if you did fail, though, this is the question. If you did fail and you said you were going to fail, would you feel bad about it?
No.
See, I wish.
Because
nice.
Because he set his expectations. He's like, I failed.
So I'm just pessimistic at life.
I guess, but in a sense, though, it kind of protects you a bit because you can't be that like depressed or stressed when you go, I knew what it was going to be. I knew what it is. Like, I don't know, there's a like, you know what I mean?
Because I think it falls in line. That pessimism falls in line with like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah,
like I set myself. I set a bar. Goes, if I go in and say, hey, I failed this exam, right? I did terrible. I failed this exam. I know I did, whatever. Yeah. And then if I get it, cool. That's the self-fulfilling prophecy. I thought I was gonna fail. I did fail. There you go.
Yeah.
But then when I pass, I'm like, cool. And then I think I just don't celebrate it, and that's where that
keeps
whole
the pessimism.
Yeah, it just keeps the pessimism at the same level.
See, well then on the same note though, you could argue that the celebration See, that's one thing I'm very good at. I can do the negative, but when I do well, I've noticed that like if I do poorly, my ego is in the pits. I'm the worst person ever, and I will look for any outlet in the world that will give me, for example, Dota. I'll go to a video game and go, I'm good at this game.
You'll play 14 hours.
And I'll play 14 hours a day because I need to reinforce my ego to go, I'm not a piece of shit. I can do it. I'm good at something. But then at the same note, when I excel in something or I do well, like for example, like Friday in class, like I was a bit behind class because I was being a shitty student the first like 3 weeks because I know I suck at transition. I'll get better at it, but I know I will. But with that, I sucked ass, and so this is like the first day in class. I was following with everything, and we came to an exercise. And I was able to do it, and like I remember even that, and like it's an exercise. It's a quiz worth like 0.01%. Even then, that was enough of a you did well moment that my ego went, you're untouchable. You're fucking golden. Look at you, pony boy. Look at you. And I went, and the rest of the day, I was like, not manic, but I was fucking, and like even you can tell like my attitude today. I'm in a good mood. Like I did that, and I was doing like I was playing my video game like WoW Raiden, and it correlated to me like having good parses. Like I had a really good raid week, and then I'm sitting there and I'm like, I did well in school. I did well in my like nerdy game shit, and that alone is able to make me like for a brief moment of time, I'm untouchable. Nothing can affect me. My confidence is way too high. Like, way too high on some things.
Like, that's not manic depressive, because manic is like...
Manics, you're going crazy, and you're going,
Yeah.
I need to do this. I need to do this. I got energy.
So how is that like...
Is that like bipolar?
No, I don't think it's bipolar. Like, I don't think I'm bipolar, because, like, not to say, like, bipolar would be, like, mine's triggered by success. It's not triggered just randomly. Like, I feel like bipolar is just, you go low, like depression.
So what you're saying is if you keep succeeding...
I might be untouchable.
You really will become a god.
I would, but like I could, but like case in point, like Dota, like I'll have like if I do like 5 games in a row with Coddle or something, like simple shit, really simple shit. Either my ego is so fragile that I need to take one thing and immediately, but like when I was saying like mental gymnastics or like some weird, I joke about it, but truly my mind can do some weird fucking gymnastics where I'll be depressed, like in my bed depressed, right? Like for you've seen it, like 2 days I don't want to talk to anybody, nothing matters, I'm a piece of shit. Then like a week, not even like 3 days later, I do well in like a school thing, or I do well in a video game, and then for a brief moment, like truly, I feel I'm the fucking best. I always knew I was.
Like when you were pretending to be Paul Blart in World of Warcraft.
You saw the energy that gave me.
Depression didn't exist.
That
did. Was a thing of the past.
Oh, like, and you saw it with me, and like, don't get me wrong, you could argue again that is mania. That's definitely some mania, but it's not. I don't think I'm bipolar to the extent that it doesn't happen randomly. Yeah. It's because like
you have triggers. You have triggers.
Well, it's like depression can be triggered. There's no doubt about that, and it can trigger. But there are times where it's just what it is.
It just happens,
and I can't explain why. I can't explain why I care that much about this thing. It doesn't even matter. But when it comes to that, when it comes to those positives, like Paul Blart, it is true. Like for those times when I'm Paul Blart, I have such an energy coursing through me where I sit there and like as a joke, but I literally sit there and to myself, I'm like, I'm a god. I cannot be touched. And like, because I have such like, all thoughts of that is gone. The only thought is in my mind is you're fucking like the Family Guy joke about Gary Busey. It's like you're gonna let Gary Busey down like reality let down Gary Busey. Looks in the how am I doing today, Gary? You're doing good. Okay, I'll keep it up. Like that's essentially what my mind does to myself. I say, how am I doing today, Dan? Pretty fucking good. You put that guy in the dirt, or you did good in that test. I'll keep it up. Like that, and then like obviously that wears off. Like that high wears off. Yeah. But like yeah, just immediately I'll turn into like I'm not the egomaniac. I don't like go off and be braggadocious and a dick. But internally, I'm like I'm the fucking man. Go home, listen to some sweet beats on the way home because I'm like I'll be grooving. Like I'll be walking down the street and like I'll literally be like this the whole time. Like I don't care if people are fucking looking at me. I don't give a shit. I can't be touched. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I can't be touched. Like I was in the cafeteria the other day. And like this was on Friday when I did that exercise. I just went afterwards because it was in the morning, so I went at like 11 when they opened. I got onion rings. I made like a public mockery technically because I almost fucking ate hot shit carrying a thing of onion rings. This in the cafeteria I was walking and I caught on a chair and I did like the most awkward, loud as fuck, and I dropped like 3 onion rings, hop, and like almost spilled over 2 more tables. And I remember, like, it happened, and in that brief moment, like, embarrassment is a thing, and you have embarrassment. But after that exercise I did in the morning, I literally sat there and I'm like, holy fuck, who put those chairs there? What the fuck is that shit? And like, as a joke, right? Like, not angry, but I couldn't be touched. The whole room could have laughed at me. And people did. A lot of people did.
But like when you own a spectacle like that, it's not embarrassment anymore. You're just funny.
Yeah, but that was that was just like a byproduct. But in that moment, nothing could touch me. So like, guilt didn't even exist. Depression, sadness, like consideration of others. Like, I'm not saying consideration like I was yelling, but like I was definitely loud. I'm like, who the fuck put those chairs there? Damn, I lost 3 onion rings. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It was in any other sense you could say it's a bit of a mockery of yourself, but I didn't give a shit. Didn't care.
I just imagine Dan strutting with these onion rings down or in
I
his
was
hand.
feeling
he
it.
was
They were
strutting.
cheap.
The Bee Gees were playing in the background in his head. He stumbles, does that for a couple of seconds, turns around and continues strutting down to the Bee Gees.
Dude,
In my mind, he's like, Bee Gees are playing. He drops 3 onion rings, and there's a moment where like opera music starts playing, and then the Doom music starts playing, and he just fucking snaps.
I just snapped right back
3
in.
onion rings.
Yeah. But I remember that was one thing too at school, and I'm like, I just didn't care. Like, and everyone has public embarrassment. I do too. Like, I'm weird and I'm boisterous, but I get publicly embarrassed. Didn't feel shit. Yeah, but then like you saw me when I figured out those coding problems. And I literally came up and I was so excited. I'm like, I cannot be touched. I am a god.
The weirdest part about that is I'll be laying in bed and I'll be reading something. He'll come like right in front of my door, super high energy, which I was not really prepared for.
Yep.
And he'll just be like really aggressive to the point where my dog will sit on my bed and bark at him.
All the time, because Riley feeds off. Yeah, and she thinks I'm attacking or coming after him, so she goes to defend. So a lot.
Like every time.
Every time, because I get excited.
I mean, I get those times where it's like you spend hours and hours focusing on something and you finally get it.
Yeah.
And then you're just like super pumped up, and I walk out of my office like celebrating a little bit, and they're like, cool, what'd you do? I'm like, I learned how to color code my data.
Yeah. And it's so little, right? For like, yeah.
I only had one moment like that where I was just like, where I worked so hard and then I finally, and that was when I got my certificate where it was like, you passed your journeyman exam. That was the only time. Every other time it was just like, okay, yeah.
But that was
okay,
that was like,
but that was the moment where it was like,
You
holy
fucking
shit,
did
holy
it.
shit, I did it. I don't have to go to school anymore.
I can't wait. Jesus
I'm done.
Christ. I can't wait. I don't care if I go to IT after. I just want to be done school. And like I was even thinking about it the other day, like because again, that's like journeyman carpenter is an amazing career, right? Because there's so many opportunities, fucking everywhere. It's like nursing. You can go anywhere with that, and you're gonna get a job because everyone needs that. Or like with you in CPA, right? Like both of those are careers that you go, fuck, that is respectable, and like that's something that you want, and like that's something to be proud of. But then at the same moment, I'll definitely admit that I've been in school so long. I just want to fucking be done this shit. But no, but like I know with you, then that's awesome, dude. But that like, yeah, that's cool. But also the same note, like you, like that's the only time that you.
That was the only time. Every other time of like, I passed my exam. I was like, okay, cool, yeah. nice. All right, cool. I'm a third year now.
Yeah. Because like his schedule at school, he got after that shit.
Yeah.
He was there like work, and even for me, like I make effort and I work after school, and like you've seen me get driven on some things, but like. I'm inherently lazy and I drag my feet to everything. So like that level of dedication to me is that like you want to get there, but then that's also a moment where like after a test, that's why I can feel guilty because I went, you didn't give it your all. You could have done more. Whereas that, like obviously you could say you could have done more too, but that's a full day. That's a work week. That's 40 hours per week essentially.
Because I was used to working 12s.
Oh, it's even longer
at that time. So like I would leave because I was in school in PA, and so I would leave my house at 5.
Drive for 2 hours.
I would be an hour early for school. I would do all my homework in that hour. I would do my whole thing of school. I would stay for an hour, do some studying, then drive back, and then do that every day.
Holy fuck! I don't got that drive. I like maybe,
but like
maybe with
I was already used to it because like I was used to being at work at 5 and staying until 5:30. So like it was just a normal day for me to do that.
That's fucked.
I mean, if you work 12 for 3 years,
yeah, but like I work 12s, but I work 3 12s at most.
Yeah, I work 5 12s.
See, that's why I'm like that. Almost seems like a human rights violation. Like you know what I mean? Like, dude, 3 12s. The best thing about shift work, and that's why I love it. And again, why I get why you want to be in the hospital. My God, is shift work nice? Because you just go okay.
Shift
for
work
some people,
sucks. the hospital benefits are fantastic.
Yeah, but shift work, I'd argue that shift work, that's a 3-day work week.
Yes, but like I cannot stand. All right, we work Monday, Tuesday, Friday.
What, the 2 days in the middle kill you?
That pisses me off. I want my weekend to be one weekend. If I can work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Then okay, that's different.
that's perfect. I will work that forever.
Yeah.
If I can work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday as 12s, I don't care. But as long as I have my weekend as a weekend.
Okay.
It's that
business pleasure.
Yeah.
Business
What happens
pleasure.
when you
It's
work
that start,
Monday,
stop,
Tuesday,
start, stop thing.
Yeah,
Monday,
yeah.
Tuesday, you have Wednesday off, you work Thursday. What happens when you work Monday,
Okay.
Wednesday, Friday?
It's like
What
this-
happens Monday, Wednesday, Saturday.
It's like a server that works a split. That's the worst fucking shift in the world.
Yeah.
Because you go, great. I get to go in the morning, go home, not really enjoying myself because I know I got to go back to work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
That's the thing that
That's
sucks.
why. Okay. I get that.
But
Whereas like,
if you can work several days in a row, because like I'm a person who I thrive on routine.
yeah, I get that.
So like if my routine gets broken up by like a day off,
Oh, it really fucks.
I hate that. Because like I won't enjoy that day off because I know I have to work the next day. I won't enjoy the next day because it's like I have to work. So essentially my mind is like, no, you're in work mode.
Yeah.
You don't get to enjoy this. This is
Isn't that?
That
sucks.
he likes that routine. It's that
I
minor
get-
autism.
No, but hey, I get routine
back to
too.
the autism spectrum.
Yeah. You're fucking tism, bro.
Yeah.
you're full tizzy.
All right. I think we're gonna
I want a poutine.
call it there. So
Oh my
what have we
God,
learned?
I nursed the shit out of this.
What have we learned today?
I have autism.
Sill's Sill's autistic. I am pessimistic.
Pessimistic by nature, which also is a very weirdly successful like self-defense technique. And I have ADHD.
Cool. So we're all
Wow,
fucked in
we're
the
a
heads here.
basket case. Holy shit.
I also have depression.
Also,
I also have depression.
ladies.
If you're looking for it, I'm single.
And I have high blood pressure.
if you feel bad about yourself, just date me and you'll feel better.
You'll feel better. Hey, dad bod, drug bod. There we go. I got to cover my track marks. You know how it is.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
I want a hot dog. That seemed like it was a good one.
Yeah.
I feel like we were on some good topics there. Also, holy shit, that makes way more sense now. The fuck.